Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with a couple of gadgets that I think you're going to really like. Now, I spend a lot of time around high-tech gear, and I'm always finding new ways to do things and new gadgets that make my life a little bit easier. And I thought, why don't I start up a series, let's call it Gadget Fridays, where I sit down and talk about some simple gadget that I use in my life. Now, sometimes it'll be digital, and you'll plug it in, you need power for it. Maybe it's got something to do with a drone. Other times, it'll just be a better mousetrap, something I found that works, and I can recommend it, and I've told friends about it, and invariably when I talk to friends about some of the gadgets I use, they go, where did you find that? So I want to spend some time on a Friday, sit down, and put a simple clip together just to talk about some of the cool gadgets I play with. Now, tonight I'm going to talk about what I'm calling port adapters, and if you're involved in any kind of electronics, you know that technology is changing all the time. Standards are changing, the way we charge things, the way we connect things is constantly changing. We've gone from the early days of USB, we settled on USB-A, then we moved into micro USB. Then Apple came out with their Lightning connector. Now we're into USB-C. And if you're like me, you've probably got hundreds of cables in your basement that are all those different connections, and they're wasted at this point because you can't use them going forward, or worse, you're out in the field and you're trying to charge something or connect something and you have the wrong cable with you. So what these port adapters allow you to do is really change the cable you've got to either charge something or to connect it up to a PC and get better use out of it. So I'm going to spend a few minutes and talk about them, but I've got a collection of 4 here that I'm going to call plumbing for your computer because they basically allow you to change this into that. And that's really, really powerful. So I keep a collection of these with me in my computer bag, and friends will say to me, hey, where'd you get that? And I'll say, try it and see if you like it. And then they hang on to it. So I've always got to buy new ones. But anyway, these are the 4 most useful ones that I've got. And I'll start with the computer. So if you've got a modern computer, you probably have a USB-A connection on it, and maybe you've got a couple of USB-C connections on it. So I think we're kind of in a transition period between still offering the USB-A and everybody's forcing you to go to the USB-C connections. But the challenge is, if you've got newer devices like cameras or microphones or power supplies, you're probably charging them and plugging them into the USB-C, and you're out of USB-C ports. Now you can add a hub, that's not that big a deal, but it's one more thing you got to carry with you. And I'm thinking, why would I bring a hub along when I've got an available USB-A in the end? So one of these port adapters turns that USB-A, it's a female here, this is a male, into a female USB-C. So what that allows me to do is to plug this in to the USB-A connection and actually convert that, I'll get it in there eventually, there we go, convert that to a USB-C. Now I've got 2 USB-Cs over here and one over here that I can plug my microphone, my camera, whatever, my mouse, whatever other peripheral I've got into the computer. I've also got one that goes the other direction because if you've got older accessories, you're going to use this USB-A over here and then you're out of USB-A ports. And again, you can plug a hub in and you can multiply that USB-A port by a couple more, but that's one more thing you got to carry along. So I've got a USB-C male to female USB-A, and I can plug that into any one of these USB-C ports over here and immediately turn that into a male, or I should say female USB-A. Now, I know I'm flying through the terminology, but there's really 3 types of cables on the planet today. You've got USB-A, which is the big guy. It's this connection right there. You've got USB-C, which is the other USB standard, which is this guy right there. And then you've got the micro USB, which is sort of an older version of it. So those are the 3 main USB connections. You've also got the Apple Lightning connection. So again, to put a cable together to make all of these work can be a little bit difficult. But having those 2 adapters with the laptop allows you to turn your USB-A into a USB-C and your USB-Cs back into USB-A. So that's a really convenient thing to have with you. And I can't tell you how many times I've pulled those out of my computer bag and used them on my computer and had somebody across the desk from me say, where did you get those? Can I have one of them? So these are really valuable. In addition to that, the cable side of it is really important as well. So if you've got a standard cable, here's a standard USB-A in one end and a USB-C in the other end. This is probably the most common cable I use nowadays because a lot of the modern electronics use USB-C for charging and communication. And this is great if I'm using my computer because I've got a USB-A over here. If I need another one, I can convert one of these ports using one of these adapters. But the USB-C isn't universal. For example, my tablet is a micro, and my phone is an Apple, so I can't really use the USB-C with that, and that's where these 2 guys come in. So what they'll do is convert the USB-C on one end to whatever flavor I need. So if I can charge it natively, I just plug this into the device and I start charging it. But if I need it to be an Apple, I can pop this on the end of the USB-C and boom, I've got an Apple cable. So it makes it kind of a universal cable that I can use to charge everything. When I'm on the road and I'm trying to charge my tablet, I can pop this one on, which turns the cable into a micro USB. So it gives me the ability to sort of charge anything. And if I've got a wall charger like this, a lot of these modern wall chargers come with a full-size USB-A and a USB-C, I can use this cable to charge my tablet. But if I've got a phone with me, I'm out of luck because I've got another cable. It's got a USB-A on one end, which won't fit into that USB-C over there. So I can use this adapter and convert that to a USB-C, plug it into the top. And then once I've done that, I've still got a USB-C on this end. Well, no problem. I have an Apple adapter here. I can plug that in and boom, I've got an Apple cable and I've got a micro USB cable. And all I really brought with me were these USB-A to USB-C. So it gives you sort of the ultimate kit of plumbing, for lack of a better term, that allows you to turn any port into a different port, any cable into a different cable, and it's just really handy to have with you. Now, the alternative is you could bring a hub with you and sort of figure it out that way, or if you want to carry 72 cables with you, you're okay to do that as well. But for me, I like simplicity, and having a set of 4 of these that I can throw in my computer bag and know that no matter what I'm faced with, somebody else's charger I'm borrowing, or I've run out of ports on my computer, I've got a way to get around that. So to help you guys out, we've actually put a kit of these together. You're gonna get all 4 of them. They come in a nice Ziploc bag where you can hang on to it and keep them in there to keep them organized. And we're trying to keep the price down because we bought these things in bulk. Now again, you can go on Amazon and find all these things and buy 1 or 2 at a time, and it's gonna cost you a bundle. But we're putting 4 of these in a bag, which gives you everything you need to convert cables and ports and whatever into different flavors. The other advantage is these are 2 OTG adapters as well. Now, they're not gonna work in every device, but they're OTG to convert sort of the 2 different devices that connect together. A lot of times you need that on-the-go connection to convert that if you're transferring data across. Both of these will do OTG as well. So they're really sophisticated devices. I've been using them for well over a year, and I don't know why I haven't talked about them on the channel, but I thought this is the first sort of Friday, Gadget Friday that I'm doing. I wanted to sit down and talk about these because I think they can really benefit you if you're running any kind of electronics out in the field. So if you have any questions on these, drop those in the comments below. I have a link below if you decide you need these and you want to go to the website, you can buy them from us. I have plenty of them in stock and I can ship it to you the same day you buy it, and we'll get it to you faster than Amazon. But I appreciate you guys watching. Please let me know if you think this Gadget Friday is a good idea, because I have a lot of stuff I play with, and believe me, there's a lot of better mousetraps out there, and it's really fun to investigate that kind of technology and talk about it on the channel. So I continue looking for new things, and I'll continue talking about them on the channel if you guys are finding these interesting. So give me your feedback. Let me know if you want to see more of this, and I'll absolutely put these clips together, and I'll do my best to post them earlier in the day on Friday so you're not watching this thing at midnight. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks an awful lot for watching. We really appreciate your support, and I'm having a lot of fun putting these clips together. So if you guys are enjoying them, I'm going to continue to do them. Until next time, stay nerdy!